Hi guys, welcome back to my Dreams Reality Podcast. I'm your host, Alfaro, and we are back. For today's podcast, we'll be looking into the title, Why People Struggle with Consistency. Ladies and gentlemen, this title, it all hinges down, or maybe I think and believe that it all hinges down on the rise of social media and the internet. As social media came in, at first a lot of people were not on Facebook in 2010. Very few people were on Facebook, and I don't know when WhatsApp was developed. I don't think WhatsApp was there in 2010. If it was in other countries, very few countries. So people had other things that were keeping them occupied. Some people were into small projects like broilers and all these other different things. And these things were making them money, by the way. This is what we call the hustle culture that people were into. Some people were making floor polish. Some people were making all these different things. And these days, you rarely find someone in the streets with one of those cards selling Cobra. I don't know if they now have shops or what, but back in the day, you'd find a lot of people would be selling different things that were actually genuine and worked. And I tell you, my mother would actually buy these floor polishes from the carts because they were better than those that were being sold in these big shops, these big Pick and Pays, okay, and all that, and all the big names. These guys were making better stuff, better quality. But as time went on, now it is 2025, you can rarely find someone who's actually doing these things. You can rarely find genuine stuff, genuine service, actually. Why is it that? Why is it like that? Why is it that you can really find a genuine person in today's society? Everybody seems to be wearing a mask when you think you have found a genuine person. And by the way, mind you, this is nothing to do with romantic relationships or anything like that. This is everything to do with just people, like a person, a human being. You can really find a genuine person out there. You'll be thinking the person has got high morals, and then one day, you find them at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you'll be shocked. And you used to think that you are the immoral one. You find out that this guy is the devil himself. And you see that, man, I thought I was the bad guy. I thought I was the bad person, but this person is on another level of being dark. That is inconsistency. Living a life of inconsistency. People are buying items that make them look rich when they are actually not rich, when their rent is due, their bills unpaid, and they have an eviction notice on their door. Not just one, two of them. So it's a problem. Looking at it right now is a problem. And some people will be like, man, I don't think you know what you're talking about. I mean, I'm being honest here. Look back from, if you're not one of these little kids that are being born these days, if you know what I'm talking about, like they were those guys who had these amazing products, who would be traveling in the streets with a cart and these metal bells, and some of them would ask for an exchange of like these bottles, these Coca-Cola bottles, for maybe Zepnex or something. They always had good stuff. If it was food, it was always the good stuff. If it was floor polish, it was always the good stuff. It would be way better than the stuff you'd find in the supermarkets. This was homemade stuff. We have fewer of those people, if not, we don't even have any. I don't know. Because I don't remember the last time I saw or heard any one of them. Only the ice cream guys are left. Where did these people go? And why do we not have any more of them? Is it because they've built their business to be way bigger than it was, and now they don't have to go into the streets? Is it because of that? Or is it because we actually have a generation of people who want life on easy mode? People who are inconsistent but want great things to come out of their inconsistency. A generation that spends most of their time on social media, faking their lives, putting filters, and telling stories that are totally full of it. Lies, 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 just to appear to be someone they're not in reality. That's the generation we have today. A generation of addicts. I know you don't want me to be saying this word, but it is the truth. We have a generation of addicts. People who are not oh yeah, I know there are some people right now, they're thinking that when I say addicts, I'm talking about drug addicts alone. No. I tell you, there are more addicts out there than drug addicts. The internet has addicted a lot of people. People are addicted to the internet. They can't spend a day without being on social media. If you think I'm lying, you can switch off your phone right now, put it in a closet. Don't go and switch on your TV. Go outside, take a chair, and do something that has nothing to do with the internet or any technology, recent technology, electronics technology. Just go out there and live your life. Go to the garden or something. I'm telling you, it won't even last for 4 hours. 4 hours is just too much. I think even in an hour, you won't even last. That's a great example of people who are actually addicted. You have lost the power to abstain. And whilst you're actually doing this stuff, whilst you're actually going through this process or this whole thing of being on social media, you're actually lying to people. I think first of all, you lie to yourself, because how can you? I mean, I don't get it. People who fake their lives, I really don't get it. How do they even live with themselves? How do they sleep at night? Because I can't even imagine it. Faking your life, I think it's just too much work. It's too much work, because you have to remember that, hey, I lied about so and so, and I lied about this. So, and when I told her this, I was lying, so I have to be consistent with that. I mean, it's insane. Because why would you want to go through that kind of suffering just to pretend? Why not put that effort into actually going after the thing you're trying to pretend to be, or the person you're pretending to be? Yes, it is good to fake it till you make it, but it can only work if you are working. The idea of faking it till you make it can only work if you are working. If you're putting in effort, it will work. But if you're not putting in effort, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You're just going to be faking it, but you won't make it, because behind the scenes, you're not working. You have to put in the effort behind the scenes. I tell you, it is so sad. What's going on in today's society is so sad. We have a majority of people who would choose to look rich and not be rich over being rich and not look rich. I'm telling you, a millionaire from Borodale village right now can walk into the streets of the CBD dressed in simple clothing, dressed in cheap shoes, everything cheap. People will not even be able to recognize that person, and people will not treat that person well, because he or she does not look like a rich person. And then you take someone who's got that idea that I just mentioned of faking it till you make it, but this person has no plans of actually working behind the scenes. If you put that person in the same setting as that other one, and this person is dressed all flashy, they're wearing all those expensive stuff, the expensive brands, people will suddenly think that person is rich. And this is how people are scammed all the time. People are scammed all the time because scammers have understood this principle that the modern human being is more concerned with the idea or the perception of something over the thing itself. So when they come to you, they'll be dressed as you would expect them to be. Let's say you're waiting for a CEO to come and pick you up for a job or something. If the scammers find out that you are actually going to be picked up at this location at this time, they will come there with a Cadillac, dressed in expensive clothing, wearing those expensive specs, and smelling good, smelling like $1 million. And because you were actually expecting a CEO to come and pick you up, you're going to jump in there without being even asked to jump in. This is how people are human trafficked. Go to South Africa, it's happening. Ladies are being trafficked. You know how they're being trafficked? They're being scammed They are being deceived into thinking that this person is this way when that person is not even close to being that way. It's because they have understood that you want the idea of the thing, the perception of the thing to look like the thing, even though it's not the thing. So I urge each and every one of you to actually go after the thing itself. We have a lot of people who are being inconsistent in today's society, and it has to do with this idea of looking for the idea of something or the perception of something, how it looks. How it looks is not important, but what it is, that's what's important. That's what's important, and that's what we're aiming for. It doesn't matter if we do not look like it or if we do not smell like it, we are still it. I tell you, there's this brand. A lot of times I'm afraid of getting sued when I try to mention names. But, well, if it happens, so be it. We have a lot of people who are buying into this idea of iPhones. People think you're rich if you have an iPhone, especially the young kids, the teenagers, and some of the guys in their early 20s. And unfortunately, there are other guys also. When I say guys, I'm not just saying men, young men. I'm also talking about the ladies as well. They think owning these devices means you are actually wealthy and you're living a good life. Whilst when they go back home, they live in a one-roomed apartment where they have the bedroom, where they have the bed in the corner, the fridge on the other corner, the wardrobe on the other corner, and the stove in the middle. And they don't even remember how fish tastes like. They don't even remember how beef tastes like, because they spent all their grocery money on this phone. They even took credit. They even went and got loans. And some people, well, unfortunately, you know what happens. Young girls at the hotels. I will not finish this one. They're selling their bodies to get these devices just to look like you're rich, just to look like you're wealthy, when you're actually not. Some people say, well, you're not an iPhone user, so you're one of the haters. No, I'm not a hater. And me not owning an iPhone, it's not because I cannot afford an iPhone. It is because I choose to go for other brands. I don't go for something just because it's trending. I go for something because I want it. And that's what most people need to be doing in today's society. Go after something because you want it. That way you'll be consistent day in and day out. Look at social media. Just go and take a look at the social media. If there's someone you know who's on social media, be it a relative or a neighbor, and you know their lifestyle, go in their social media, you see different stuff that is totally different from how they're actually living their life. You find them in these different cars you've never seen at their place. You see pictures that don't even exist. You'll be like, hey, when did they buy that car? I mean, I don't remember them even owning a car. That is being inconsistent. That is being fake. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people who are like that. I don't know how those people sleep at night. I have no idea, absolutely none. It's better to be living your life without all that work, because it's too much work. Honestly, it's too much work. Having to fake all the way. I mean, I don't even know how these guys are doing it. Honestly, I have no idea. They should teach me how they actually do this and where they get the energy, because, it's a lot of work. And people neglect their real lives just to chase the fake life. Instead of upgrading your resume at work, you are busy upgrading your social media account, telling stories that are actually full of it, stuff that never happened, just to try and show people that, hey, I'm living this sort of life, when you're not living that life, and you're not even working towards living the life that you're actually faking to be living. It's sad, but, well, who am I to judge? People may want to keep on doing what they'll be doing, but at the end of the day, in the long run, you're going to be suffering, and it's not going to be a good thing. And people will eventually find out that you were lying. And there comes the pain, the humiliation, and the embarrassment. So what's the key takeaway from all this, the whole discussion that we're having right now? The first one is, for you to be consistent, you have to be chasing after the thing itself, not how it looks, not its appearances, but the thing itself. Second, do not go for trends. Never, ever, ever in your life chase something that is trending. Stuff that will be trending, a trend can happen today and then tomorrow it's not even cool anymore. It's actually something embarrassing to be doing it. I think we can name a lot of things from this, like things that we know that were trending. I remember when Zimdanzo was actually a big thing in the country. There were these shoes, they were called Savannas. People were buying those shoes left, right, and center. You'd actually go to the store and they'll tell you that they're sold out. But try and wear those shoes today. I don't even know if they're still if they're still selling those shoes. But try and wear those shoes in today's society and see what happens. You will be humiliated. But that stuff was trending. When it was trending, it was actually, the thing. So don't go for trends. And then thirdly, stay genuine and honest to yourself. If you are a person who loves to wear formal all the time, be that person who wears formal all the time. Don't change your dressing or your dress code or the way you speak just because you want people to think some way of you, which you're not. If you are from Manicaland, speak that language from Manicaland. Doesn't matter if you're in Harare or in Blawayo or wherever you are. Even if you're in diaspora, speak your language the way you speak it. If you want to speak English, speak your English the way you actually speak your English. Not to please people, because that will lead to resentment and disappointment. One of the ways the villains are born. People, when they resent something or someone, they will become an enemy to that person or that something. So don't do it. Don't do it. For you to be consistent, you have to chase the thing itself, because you will not be distracted by the opinions of other people and the comments of other people, because you know what you're after. You may not look like it. You know that, yes, I don't even look like it, but you won't care because you're just looking further than them. You can see where you're going. But to the person who's actually faking, they are just drifting about because they are trying to fake it. And the trends change every day. So if you're trying to keep up with the trends, you're going to waste a lot of time. You're going to be someone without direction. You're just going to be someone who's being taken away by the wind. And sometimes the wind doesn't have direction. It can start moving west, and then whilst it's on its path to the west, it can just suddenly change and start going north. And you'll be going with it. You can all agree that that will not end well. And you will not be somewhere you want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of today's episode, today's title. Hopefully somebody got help from this. Because if you chase the appearance of something, you're most likely going to end up in the wrong hands. Scammers have understood this. This is how people are actually human trafficked. It's because they know, those predators know that you're chasing the appearance of something. Even young girls, this is how they are actually used by older men. It's because older men know and understand that they want the appearance of something. So they'll borrow a car from a friend. They'll borrow a car from somewhere or even rent it. And then they'll drive to a university and just park it in the parking. And they just open the door and then they say, "Hey, sister." Just like that. You're in there, getting palmed, you get pregnant, the guy is nowhere to be found. Don't do it. Chase the thing itself, not the appearance. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. As always, well, this is the My Dreams Reality Podcast, and I am your host, Alpha Rowe. See you guys next time.
Pachikuna tita kuzipasando nanita nekuzimbisa nekungofimbiswa yeah. You say you know me, but you don't know my story. When no see it, I say you go. Yeah. You say you family, usingazi ve paini. Irimu moyo mangu. Yeah. Mundisi yeo, ndipe mugana. Zinundi no sidao. Mundisi yeo, ndipe mugana. Zinundi no sidao. Kana zehundo, zinundi no sidao. Kana kunyarara, zinundi no sidao. Kana zehundo, zinundi no sidao. Kana kunyarara, zinundi no sidao. I go higher, higher, higher. I pray I'll never fall again. No, I never sell my soul. Give me that love, yeah. Show me love, love. You're my baby, you're my baby, yeah, yeah. It's next Monday, so real by Monday. You know I there for you. You show me love, my baby.